Hello, hello. It's a wonderful morning. I hope everyone is feeling good and you are motivated and you are feeling encouraged and at peace. Thank you for stopping by. If it's your first time, I encourage you to come back. If you have been here before, thank you for coming to see my channel and my show and videos. If you'd like to support my channel, it's Parlay24. Today we are going to discuss a few things. And the first thing is going to be having a balanced life. So, a balanced life could equate to every aspect in your life. How do you maintain and balance everything that you have going on and everything that you have to do, you have to accomplish, everything you have to take care of if you're a parent, if you're going to school, if you're going to work, if you're trying to move to the next level? There has to be some kind of healthy balance. And I was actually reading an article where they asked like CEOs of companies what a balance is for their life, and how they maintain a healthy balance. And so I'm going to read just a little piece of this, and then we're going to go into the 7 secrets of success for maintaining a balanced life. From the article, it simply says, I found that the best CEOs are always striving to find balance in their lives. That's what makes them great leaders and good people. And certainly, we all need to put ourselves out of balance for a while. When, for example, we're in the middle of buying or selling a business. Heading into that transaction that you're going to go out of balance. But the trick is to be conscious about that and know what you are sacrificing in the bargain. Then, once the deal is done, you should have a plan to get back into balance as quickly as possible. And that makes sense. And it doesn't even have to be buying or selling a business, but this is coming from the perspective of a CEO or business owner. But we could equate that to anything. Whatever we're buying, whatever we have to pay, whatever we're doing where we have to spend, a large amount of cash, we have to have a plan to be able to bounce back from that expense. So, what are the secrets great CEOs use to live a balanced life? They measure themselves on 7 key elements where they give themselves a score from 1, which is way out of balance, to 10, which would be, of course, the greatest level, Zen like harmony, to see where they stand. I'm not sure I have ever met anyone who has scored a 10 on all 7 elements. So, a more reasonable goal might be to find balance with at least half of these parts of your life. And so, this is what they're telling us about these 7 key elements that need to be balanced in our life to maintain a balance, a healthy balance. And so, what are these elements? Number 1, it's physical health. Whether you're a CEO, a business owner, or just a go-getter at work, just trying to make things better, trying to save, trying to invest, whatever it is, it's easy to let things like exercise and diet go by the wayside. Once things get busy in the office, at your job, in your household, with your kids, with your significant other, but the body you have is the only body you're going to get. And you need to carry it with you into the end of the game, into the end of this life, whatever you want to call it. It's critical to control and to continue to keep your body strong and healthy enough to enable you to do the things that you need to do to make you better, that are exciting to you, whether that's traveling, visiting others, hobbies, whatever it is. You can't do that if you're down and out, you can barely move around, and you're not keeping up with your physical health. The key here is to be fit enough that you don't have to say no to anything you want to do. Give yourself a score, be honest, and see what you think. If you're looking at it from 1 to 10, where does your physical health rank? That's a good thing to think about. You know how you go to the doctor and they be like, how bad is the pain? From 1 to 10. Rate yourself on your physical health and where you think you are on that scale right now. It's something to think about, definitely. Could you do more to improve that number as a way to begin leading the kind of balanced life that you're seeking? So number 2 is family. How balanced do you feel with your family time? If you're married or in a relationship, how balanced? What's your relationship like with your spouse or significant other? How about your kids? How much time are you spending with your kids? Because I know we get so caught up in work, survival, paying bills, figuring this out, figuring that out. And then we might have our own issues, whether, besides, outside of just like bills and paying bills and going to work, we might be dealing with some things internally or mentally, emotionally, or somebody outside of like our kids is putting us through something. All these situations can happen. So, are you taking that time out to really talk to your kids? To really get to know them in a different way? Like really having good, honest conversations with them, no matter how old they are. If they are 5 or if they're 16, 17, it's all important. Of course, you have the different conversations on different levels based on their age, but it's important to talk to them and have some kind of balance outside of everything you have to do. And it's a lot. It can be a lot. But you have to let your kids know that you love them and you support them and that they can come to you. But that's a whole nother story and a whole nother show. So, what about your relationship with your parents, if they're still around, or your extended family members? Maybe your siblings, your cousins, your aunts and uncles. I mean, if those things are important to you and these people are in your life, are you making time just to at least check up on them? Family ties are the tightest relationships you should have in your life, no matter how busy things get at work. If you give yourself a low score here, it's really worth hitting the pause button to make the investment in repairing these relationships. Family members are truly part of your support network. And you'll never miss them more than when you're at your lowest point. And that could be very true for some people. Now, I'll tell you a little story about me real quick. I have a family member that I didn't talk to for like 15 years because of I felt that they wronged me, and I just decided that I didn't care if I ever talked to this person again. So we went like 15 years not speaking at all. If somebody would tell me, another family member would tell me this person asked about me, whatever, I didn't care. I don't want to talk. And I went on like that for about 15 years. But then I guess it's, well, I won't say I guess. I will say I know it's the power of God and it's the power of prayer that I was able to forgive that person and get that relationship repaired. But it took a lot. It took years. It took 15 years. But at this point in my life, I decided that it's important to see where that person was coming from, because back then and throughout these years, I was not and did not want to have the conversation. I was uninterested, and I decided to finally have the conversation a few years back. And we actually repaired that relationship. And that was something that I wasn't thinking about. And I guess in my mind, I had started to say, I really don't care if it ever happens, something I wasn't thinking about. It. When I'm through, I'm through. But because it was a close family member, the Lord really worked on me. And the Lord really has, in the last few years, really worked on me, because I know that I am not the person that I used to be, and I am looking at myself, and I can honestly say that I have grown so much. I have controlled my temper better, the way that I say things, the way that I conduct myself and everything. The way I even speak. Like, I used to cuss all the time and whatever, like a sailor. And because I am really into my spiritual growth and journey, I choose not to speak that way. I have a few slip ups here and there, but I'm human. But I am able to speak and not think about it. I'm able to turn away from situations that I used to would be very petty and engage someone that's irritating me. I'll say it like that. But I choose to have peace in my life, and my peace looks like to me not to engage and not to be bothered with people that I don't have to be bothered with. And so I think that is important. I know we got off subject a little bit, but I just wanted to share that with you because we were talking about family. So if you have a strong bond, you have a relationship that's worth mending, do so. If your family is your support system, sometimes they're not always. And I know that too. I have many different personalities in my family. But in a lot of ways, when we just speak about family, if we're talking about our children or our spouse or, the people that we are around all the time, if you're close with your mom or your dad, or your grandparents, some families are closer than others. Some people get together all the time. Some families don't. But you just have to balance that family life. So think about that on the scale. What's your family life look like? How's your present and your relationship with your family members? Do you need to do better? And let's move on to social. Do you have a robust network of friends or not? Do you have a group of people you hang out with regularly? Maybe you do hobbies with somebody. Maybe it's you know, I don't care what it is. If it's a bingo, might be out playing, going to the casino, fish table, something, I don't know. But whatever it is, it's not bad to have people that you can go and have a good time with, go get coffee with, or any of these things. Go to the gym with. Having people around you that you actually like and you trust is one of the best indicators of living a long life. If you are sacrificing relationships like these because you're working too hard, well, then you clearly don't have balance. Because we know that it's hard to find people that genuinely care about us and that we can trust. I mean, as the world gets worse and worse, it's kind of getting non-existent. So if you have some people that are in your corner and you know that they genuinely care about you and they're in your circle of friends, your social network, you know, at least be checking up on them, just like we talked about with the family. At least let them know. Don't just neglect that friendship because that camaraderie is hard to find. It really is. Think about how many people you have talked to over the years and that you do not anymore. Or think about other people who used to have certain friends and they stopped talking or they fell out or whatever it is. If you have genuine people in your life, just let them know that you appreciate them. And just because you're busy, you can make time every once in a while. So, financial. What does your personal financial balance sheet look like? Are you on a path to accumulate enough wealth that you will be able to enjoy a comfortable retirement? That's something to think about. Especially, it's something to think about at any age, but especially once you start getting to a certain age and getting up in age, you know, it's definitely something you want to think about. I'd advise to start it sooner than later. Start thinking about stuff like that. Start saving if you can, because that's the key. The key is to wealth is to have more saved than you spend. So we have to remember that. Are your assets increasing over time, or have you neglected to make the time to tend to your financial garden? The key to personal financial health is to feel in control and know that you have enough money to have options. If you're working too much and you don't have the money you need, something is clearly missing in that equation. Now, I will say this: a lot of us are working up to the point of where we want to be because, as we know, there's many people that are struggling that are not where they want to be in life. And I don't care if you make $35,000 a year or $100,000 a year. Doesn't matter if you're not where you don't want to be. I mean, if you're not where you want to be, if you're not where you want to be, then it's work that still needs to be done. It's that simple. And it's not just easy, we know, to snap our fingers and say, my bank account, I got more money saved, I can do this and that, because life is life, and then we got bills and everything else. But at the end of the day, let's start making ways to save money. You know how much money you can save if you just put back even $5 from every check? Every check you get this year, just think if you put $5 aside and just didn't touch it. Or 10 or 20. If you act like it didn't exist. It's not bad to open up a savings account. You might not pull yourself out of debt or have the money to save all at one time, but you can make steps towards it. Business. Whether you are running your own business or climbing the corporate ladder or working any kind of job, ask yourself how energized you are to go into work every day. Are you feeling it? Are you not feeling it? Are you excited to make a difference and make progress? Or do you dread the monotony? How do you feel when you get up and go to that job? Or you have to log in? I don't care if you work from home, if you work in a warehouse, if you work in a corporate office building, a call center, out in the field, it doesn't matter. How do you feel about it? You know, they say some high achievers never give themselves a 10 on the scale. No matter, but it's important to see how your investments are paying off for you. And if you don't have investments, how our attitude is going on in this place, taking care of this business from day to day. And if you're not happy where you're at, keep pushing, keep trying to land something where you can be more comfortable. But I suggest you don't quit till you find something else. But if you can turn it around and make it a better experience, then work it out. So, Civic, how much time are you able to invest in the things you care about in your community? That can mean anything from volunteering, serving on the PTA, maybe homeowners association, coaching some local sports teams or from one of the schools. Anything that turns you on when you give of yourself. And I don't mean that turns you on in that type of way, but makes you feel good, keeps your spirits up because you're helping others, because you're doing something that's good. You know, think about sometimes when somebody helped you, don't ever forget to pay it forward. Like your attitude of gratitude. If you haven't made enough time to give back, then you're really missing out on an emotional payback because you are rewarded by the act of giving. You are rewarded by the act of giving. Remember that. And the key here isn't just signing a check. handing a couple of dollars. Your time and your talent and your efforts are the real gifts. And there's plenty of ways to make a difference. Choose one. If you have the time, choose one. And of course, spiritual. The final aspect of living a balanced life is your spiritual side. This could be anything from taking a trip to church on Sunday, enjoying nature, having a talk with God. It could be doing devotionals. It could be Bible study. All these things. Prayer, meditation, fasting. All these things are different parts of getting closer to God and His will. This is how we renew ourselves when we're down. And it's something that can be easily neglected. If you're scoring low here, make the time to rethink your connection to God. You will feel refreshed and ready to tackle the world. I know for myself, I can feel the difference. Between when I am in the Word and when I am not. I can tell the difference when I've been reading every day. I always pray every day, even if I'm not in the mood to listen to my devotionals or sermons or go through scriptures and things of that nature. I try to at least once a day, but even then, if I'm not doing it, I know that I feel a certain type of way. But when I do, it feels like I'm recharged for the day because I usually do it in the morning. I'm recharged and I'm ready to go. And it gives me a sense of encouragement, inspiration, motivation, hope, faith. So that spiritual part is very, very important. I believe that's the most important part. Put God first and see how things can turn around. If you're feeling like I hate going in this place, I wish I could find me something else. You have got to put God first and walk in your true self. Be the person that God wants you to be. And ask for forgiveness. If you've wronged somebody and you haven't talked to them, you haven't made it right with them, or there's no way you can, okay. But have you asked God for forgiveness for however you wronged somebody else? Finding balance among these 7 elements isn't always easy. It's not easy at all. So here's an example. What could happen if you find yourself out of balance for too long? So early in this guy's career, he worked for a CEO who was a business partner. He was a business superstar. But everyone, including his family, loathed him. He may have been successful in the element of business, but he had no friends. His kids wanted nothing to do with him. He was on his fourth wife, and he was spiritually bankrupt. Sounds great, doesn't it? Not exactly. Some people might look at his track record and call him a success. But I'm going to have to disagree. How can anyone be a great leader when they can't even balance their own life? When someone lives such an unbalanced life, no one wins. Their family doesn't win. They don't even win. Money doesn't make you happy. Money can't save you from certain diseases or anybody in your family. There are certain things that money can't do. And when you're taking away real connections with real people, your kids hate you, want nothing to do with you, you have no friends, your spouse hates you, you're barely making it with anybody in your life. No one's barely holding on and talking to you, or maybe they're already don't mess with you at all. Might be time to self-evaluate. It really might be time to self-evaluate and figure out why your life is like this. So I'm just going to give a few quick pointers here. Excuse me. A healthy life balance is a state of harmony between the aspects of your life. We said physical health, mental well-being, and work-life balance. On the physical health end, eat a balanced diet with lots of fruits and vegetables, whole grains, proteins, and fibers. Limit the amount of processed foods that you eat, the sugar and unhealthy fats. Drink lots and lots of water to stay hydrated. You have to just drink plenty of water. I encourage everybody to just start drinking plenty of water. Wash your system out. Stay hydrated. Exercise regularly. Walking, swimming, yoga, could be dance, anything. Just do something. Get enough sleep. That's the part I need to work on. Definitely. Maintain a healthy weight. When you feel good about yourself, when you feel like you look your best on the outside, body-wise, looks-wise, the way you have, I guess your swag or how you put it on or carry yourself, you want to be able to feel good at the reflection that's looking back at you. So, for your mental well-being, Practice relaxation techniques like breathing exercises, meditation. Schedule time for your hobbies and your interests. Take breaks throughout the day. A little 5 minutes here, 5 minutes there if you can. Cultivate social connections with community groups or new hobbies. With your work-life balance, you want to set boundaries between work and personal time. So how does all this relate in the scripture? There are several scriptures that discuss balance in life. In Proverbs 16 and 11, it goes on to say, a just weight and balance are the Lord's. All the weights in the bag are his work. So this verse suggests that God is the standard by which everyone should be measured. In Ecclesiastes 3 and 1, it goes on to say, for everything there is a reason, a time for every activity under heaven. This verse suggests that life has a natural balance with different times for different activities. Matthew 6 and 33. But seek first the kingdom of God and his righteousness, and all these things will be added to you. So we definitely have to remember that. Keep your life free from the love of money and be content with what you have. Be grateful for what you have. And there goes my alarm. So, these are just a few pointers on how to balance healthy living. I pray that this video helps somebody. I pray that everyone is moving a step closer in the right direction this day. And you will bless us and guide us. And I just thank the Lord for his many miracles. Anything that I was ever into that wasn't pleasing, I just thank you today, Lord. So try your best to maintain a healthy balance. Try your best to stay out of a situation that's going to cause your peace to be destroyed and is going to cause you to oops, my bad. Yeah, just try your best to live the best balanced life that you can through your exercise, through your diet, through your connections with other people, through your family, with your finances, and most of all with God. And I have been here longer than I thought I would have. So I am going to go. Thank you all for being here. And Don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, share if you think this can help somebody else. Leave me any kind of statements you would like. If you would like to talk about anything that I talked about in this video, go ahead and drop it in the comments. If you'd like to support my channel, as always, it is Cash App Parlay 24. And feel free to send me a Cash App. I really do appreciate everyone for coming in here with me today. And talking about balanced living. It's important enough for us to keep a healthy, balanced life. And so on that note, I am signing off. I hope you have a wonderful, blessed day. Tomorrow, I will be going over my final video of the grief series. And I will probably wrap it up with the one I do tomorrow. And as always, God gives his hardest battles to his toughest soldiers. Fear nothing. Or nobody but God. You all be blessed.